by the way, I don't know what Ion Network was trying to do last night. The broadcaster said at least twice that the game was sold out. And that was not true. All right? That was not true. The game was roughly almost 800 tickets shy of being sold out for Paige Bueckers' debut at the College Park Center.
The Dallas Wings have finally done the unthinkable. They've tried to convince us that Paige Bueckers is the next Caitlin Clark. And by convince, I mean they've desperately attempted to hype up a player who simply doesn't have the same draw. Let's be real. If Paige were any more overhyped, they'd probably have to start handing out please attend flyers at the local mall. So what happened to all that Paige effect we kept hearing about? Stick around because we're diving into the insane reality check that just hit the Dallas Wings and NaLissa Smith.
The biggest superstar the WNBA has ever seen in the last 8 months. Paige Bueckers arrives and gets 6,251 people in attendance. Oh my God, it was flooded. It was flooded. The College Park Center was flooded with people. Oh, maybe it wasn't flooded. Maybe it wasn't really flooded at all. We can't sell out Paige Bueckers' home debut, her season opener, and her home debut. We can't even sell that out. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, goodness gracious. Paige Bueckers is fitting in perfectly into the WNBA. Good job, Paige. Good. Nobody else can sell out their games in the WNBA. Caitlin Clark can.
How the tables have turned. The Dallas Wings, that illustrious institution of basketball mediocrity, is finally waking up from its fantasy to acknowledge what the rest of us already knew. Paige Bueckers is no Caitlin Clark. The same Dallas organization that acted like landing page with the first overall pick was going to transform them into the hottest ticket in the WNBA. You know, the kind of ticket that breaks Ticketmaster like a Caitlin Clark game does.
So this is for Paige Bueckers' debut game. Now, should be noted, don't forget, when Caitlin Clark and the Fever come to town, they're moving the game to American Airlines Arena, where the Mavericks play. So Paige Bueckers' debut is still in their regular arena, College Park Arena. And you may be wondering, American Airlines Arena has a 20,000 seat capacity. This only has a 7,000 seat capacity. So it's going to be very interesting, and in case you're wondering, there are still a ton of tickets left for this thing. The only thing that's sold out, I mean, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, so you got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 sections that are sold out, and then there's a bunch of blue where there are tickets available. So
fast forward to Paige's debut, and now they're practically scrambling to explain the patches of empty seats. Oh, how quickly things change when reality crashes the hype party. But let's talk about what happened in May. Paige Bueckers was out there making her WNBA debut against her hometown Minnesota Lynx, supposedly a dream matchup that should have been impossible to get tickets for. Yet somehow, there they were. Actual available seats, visible gaps in the crowd. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark has been breaking attendance records like they're made out of tissue paper. But somehow, the media decided that wasn't enough to acknowledge the obvious difference in star power.
Important to put back. How did that feel, and how did you feel about your performance in total?
Yeah, I should have made the first one. Room to grow. You got to have a starting point, so you got to have a foundation to build on. We don't want to overreact to the loss, but we also know there's a lot of things we have to clean up and get better at.
Why? Because, I don't know, maybe the basketball media just needs to pretend there's a rivalry here? Could it have been the whole next big thing narrative they had going with Paige? Could it have been the desperation to find anyone who could stand in the same frame as Caitlin Clark? Who knows? You know, it's cute when the WNBA just decides to hand out future face of the league titles to anyone who had a good college career. But let's not forget that Caitlin Clark is out there shattering attendance records like she's on some sort of mission to make the WNBA mainstream. The kind of attendance that made you wonder if she had a personal vendetta against empty seats. Yet somehow, the Dallas Wings thought that bringing in Paige Bueckers would create the same electricity. If you are enjoying, please subscribe.
Unfortunately, lost to the Minnesota Lynx in her debut 99-84, but have no fear. The second coming of the Great White Hope is...
But then, the plot thickens. NaLissa Smith, who left Caitlin Clark behind when she got traded from the Indiana Fever to join the Dallas Wings. Well, color me shocked. I mean, she only spent the entire season watching as Clark turned the Fever into the hottest ticket in the WNBA. I guess she couldn't handle being on a team where she wasn't the center of attention. When she got the news of her trade, she updated her Instagram bio faster than you could say career mistake, practically skipping out of Indianapolis with a new beginning declaration. At least, that's what you would think was the smart move, right? But no, NaLissa Smith, in all her wisdom, traded the guaranteed sellout crowds with Indiana for the maybe we'll fill the lower bowl reality of Dallas. They acted like they just discovered gold in their backyard, claiming, oh look, we've got Paige Bueckers, we're going to be the next big thing. Well, no kidding, Dallas. The whole world knows there's only one Caitlin Clark, but hey, it's better late than never to learn that lesson, right?
Despite the loss, Paige Bueckers shined in her WNBA debut. No, she didn't. If you are going to coddle Paige Bueckers like this, then I'm sorry. You think, like, if this was shining, if 10 points and 30% shooting, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists to 2 turnovers, and more fouls than assists as a point guard, if that is shining, then just say you don't think Paige Bueckers is that good.
Now, the Wings are like, oh, hey, remember that Paige Bueckers? She's amazing. She's a freaking superstar. Oh, really? It only took one regular season loss to Minnesota for you to realize maybe she's not quite the same draw as Clark? Thanks, Dallas, for finally recognizing what the rest of the world had figured out months ago. It's honestly like seeing your friend who bought a knockoff designer bag, and then one day, they're suddenly complaining about the stitching coming undone, acting like they didn't know it wasn't authentic. Oh, I thought we were getting the same thing. Yeah, sure, buddy. Just don't act too surprised when everyone else is trying to remind you that there's only one original. Let's also talk about the media's comparison system, shall we? We all know that sports media loves to create rivalries. It's practically a sport within itself. You know what I mean? Just when you think they've finally accepted that someone is in a league of their own, they pull some next-level shenanigans that leave you wondering if they were watching the same sport everyone else was.
Right here, despite the loss, Paige Bueckers shined in her WNBA debut, okay? And they showed 10 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. Cool, if you want to say that, that's cool, right? That's fine. Maybe you are a fan of her. Maybe you're a huge fan of Paige Bueckers. Fine, you want to decorate it, make it seem like she did her thing, that's fine. But let's go back to what happened right here, right? This was last year when you was talking about Caitlin Clark. Now look at what they said. An up and down WNBA debut for Caitlin Clark. What does up and down mean? And look at the stats. 20 points, 5 for 15, 10 turnovers.
Take Paige Bueckers, for instance. The one who helped UConn to a national title was immediately thrust into comparisons with Caitlin Clark. Because why? Who knows? Maybe the media just can't stand the idea of acknowledging that one player is simply more transformative than the others. Maybe it's because they're so used to manufacturing rivalries instead of accepting the clear reality. It's honestly a mystery. So here's the media pushing this Paige versus Caitlin narrative, even though Clark already had the kind of season that packed arenas with fans willing to pay thousands of dollars for tickets. Arenas that saw attendance increases of over 150% just because Caitlin Clark was in town. But let's not forget the irony now unfolding. After all the hype about the Paige effect supposedly rivaling the Clark effect, we're seeing the stark reality. One player consistently sells out arenas nationwide, while the other, well, let's just say the Dallas Wings probably aren't worried about their ticket office being overwhelmed.
It's just different. That's all I'm going to say. Like, we have not seen any... can't remember the last time we've seen anything like this. Just It's just mad. It's just mad to see the cues, just everything when it comes to Caitlin Clark and this Indiana Fever team. Like, they are playing in, I'm not joking, it's 4 hours till tip-off. It is 4 hours till tip-off, and I just saw this right here from Dave Portnoy. There's a line for Caitlin Clark merch around the corner at 9 a.m, an hour before the team stores opens and 6 hours before tip-off. Like, can we be honest? Like, this is not normal. That is not normal. Is it something that's happened before? Probably. Is it normal? Hell no.
It's almost as if the Wings went from, we've got the next big thing, to, okay, why aren't tickets selling like they do for Fever games? In a matter of days. I'm just waiting for the inevitable pivot where they start explicitly marketing games against the Fever as your chance to see Caitlin Clark. The highlight reels will probably feature more Clark than their own players, complete with some dramatic music in the background. We'll get the slow motion shots of packed Indiana arenas juxtaposed with the scattered crowds at Dallas games, and Wings management will be left wondering where their master plan went wrong. And yes, Paige Bueckers deserves respect as a talented player. She's a former national champion who's going to have a solid WNBA career. But let's not pretend she's creating the seismic shift that Caitlin Clark has brought to women's basketball. She's not making people question who needs the NBA when we have this. She's not breaking attendance records, making history, and generally taking the women's game to a level that has broadcast executives doing backflips.
Take a look at what Paige did, okay? This is Paige Bueckers right here. She went 3 for 10 from the floor, 0 for 2 from the 3, took care of the line. She had 7 rebounds, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 10 points, all right? She had 2 turnovers, 3 fouls within the game. She took care of the line. So, yeah, it really wasn't that good. She didn't have a great day of shooting. Not what we're used to seeing her being efficient.
But let's not ignore the biggest loser in all this, NaLissa Smith. In typical fashion, she dropped the ball on this one literally and figuratively. She was too busy being excited about her new beginning and escaping Caitlin Clark's shadow that she didn't realize what she was giving up. And the best part is she can't even pretend she didn't make a mistake. The proof is in the attendance numbers, and the Dallas Wings attendance is borderline embarrassing compared to what she left behind in Indiana. She was literally walking away from what could have been the most watched WNBA team in history. She was making passes that made you wonder if she was paying attention at all, or if she was too busy planning her escape from being a supporting character in the Caitlin Clark story. Don't get me wrong, her stats were solid in Indiana. She averaged 15.5 points and 9.2 rebounds in her best season with the Fever. But instead of embracing her role alongside a generational talent, she jumped ship for a team that can't fill its arena, even for its star rookie's debut.
Smith claimed that the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark was holding her back? Where were you? You were MIA, basically. I didn't see you as some offensive juggernaut, and just as I suspected, Enrique is still the star of this team. Regardless of any Paige Bueckers, Dejanay Carrington, NaLissa Smith, it's still Enrique's show. Plain and simple.
But now, suddenly, NaLissa Smith must be realizing what she's given up. While Caitlin Clark is the hottest name in basketball and the Indiana Fever can't print tickets fast enough, Smith is playing in front of a half-full arena for a team that's already 0-1 to start the season. Don't be surprised when the next time Dallas plays Indiana, the camera pans to Smith's face as she watches the sold-out crowd going wild for Clark. The player that once barely gave Clark the time of day is now probably regretting every new beginning social media post she ever made. What's truly hilarious, though, is that Smith can't even pull off the "I made the right decision" narrative. She can't go back and pretend like leaving the Caitlin Clark bandwagon was a smart career move. It's too late for that. The receipts are there. The attendance figures don't lie. She was too busy investing in her own ego and desire to be a bigger fish, overlooking the real opportunity right in front of her. Being part of something genuinely historic.
And I know people are championing, oh, they said it was a sellout. They said it was a Folks, this is what a sellout looks like. Shout out to you, Jar Jar. 18,064. Getting freaking chairs from the lunchroom, bringing them here. Oh, this is an extra chair right here. We'll charge $60 for this. That's what a sellout looks like. Shout out to the Golden State Valkyrie fans over there in San Fran. But 6,251 people out of 7,000, only in the WNBA can we sit and clap. Oh my God, what a sellout crowd. Oh my goodness, what a sellout crowd. What did you guys think of?
At the end of the day, NaLissa Smith's departure from the Fever to the Wings is all the more ironic because of the timing. It's like watching someone leave a gold mine to start digging in their backyard and then trying to act like they were making the smart financial decision all along. Sure, she's jumped on the Paige Bueckers bandwagon now, but she's still a few thousand fans short of what she had with Clark, and we all know it. The truth is, Smith's so-called new beginning is the perfect encapsulation of how some athletes think. It's all about who gets the spotlight. You can be part of something revolutionary all day long, but unless you're the center of attention, some players just can't handle it. NaLissa Smith, being the basketball player she is, didn't want to fit into the Caitlin Clark phenomenon, so she just put herself in the big fish, small pond category, only to discover that the pond is even smaller than she thought.
The Minnesota Lynx were not very good for most of the game. For an awful lot of the game, they weren't very good. I'm going to be honest, for most of this game, they did not play well. They didn't play well. And it was just the two-man game between Nalyssa Collier and Courtney Williams. Courtney Williams with 25 and 9 assists. Nalyssa Collier with 34 points. And by the way, every single time NaLissa Smith is on the floor, they just attacked her. They attacked NaLissa Smith every single possession. They attacked NaLissa Smith. Whether it be Jessica Shepard, who looks like a beast. Oh my God, having her off the bench when Alana Smith comes back. The Lynx are the team to beat. The Lynx didn't shoot particularly well.
And here we are now, watching the Dallas Wings scramble to give Paige Bueckers the promotion they promised, trying to manufacture the same excitement that comes naturally to Caitlin Clark. It's honestly hilarious, like watching someone who just bought an electric car with 10-mile range try to convince everyone it's just as good as a Tesla, only to run out of battery while insisting they're having the time of their life pushing it home. You can practically hear the Wings marketing team sweating behind the scenes, frantically piecing together last-minute promotions and discount packages like it somehow generates the same organic enthusiasm. Oh, and let's not forget the folks who've been saying from day one that there's only one Caitlin Clark. You know they're basking in the glory right now, smugly sipping their coffee and relishing every chance to say, "Told you so." Because yes, there's something truly satisfying about being right, but watching NaLissa Smith realize she left the biggest thing in women's basketball to join a struggling franchise with half-filled seats, that's the real karma. It's better than any buzzer beater, any jaw-dropping dunk, any slow-motion replay. This is poetic justice with a basketball twist. And I'm here for every awkward attendance challenge second of it.
I don't think the Wings are very good. I know there are a lot of people that probably like the Dallas Wings because they like Paige Bueckers. They think Arike is a winning basketball player. They think NaLissa Smith ISO post touches is going to win you basketball games. They think allowing Dejanay to go ISO is going to win you basketball games. They think Chris Sides is a good coach. They think them trying to put belt to ass to the Toyota Antelopes means anything. This team's not good. This is possibly the worst defensive team in the WNBA.
So now, Caitlin Clark continues to get the attention she rightfully deserves, and honestly, the gap between her and everyone else grows wider by the day. After carrying college basketball on her back, breaking records, and packing arenas like she's Beyonce on tour, it's only fitting that she's drawing the same crowds in the WNBA while others struggle to fill their lower bowls. Let's just hope that next season, NaLissa Smith doesn't beg for a trade back to the Fever. Because if she does, showing up hat in hand after ditching the Clark phenomenon, we might just have to start a nationwide petition to keep her away. Caitlin's not just playing the game, she's changing it. The world is watching her, not Paige Bueckers. And NaLissa Smith? Well, she's learning the hard way that sometimes the best place to be is right where you started, in the orbit of a true superstar.